do you like they don't use like literally like the words moral realism, but they do like believe in like some external value. Like
What?
they call it external.
Okay, yeah, they can believe in some
Yeah,
external.
but external value is not more
Yeah,
realism.
it could just be some
Can you explain
external.
that, please? Wait, can you explain that?
It could just be an
Yeah,
external
look,
mind-dependent
are
value.
you look?
Wait,
Are you
how is
like
something external mind dependent? Retard.
no?
Because
But hold on,
okay,
hold on. When we
Hercules,
say
relax, bro.
hold on, let's just calm down for a second. When they say, look, are you familiar with like the distinction in metaethics between moral absolutism and moral objectivism?
Wait, inactive. Like respectfully, like you do realize this is a one-on-one with me and Shinra, right?
Wait, is this like a debate? I mean, if this is like a debate, you can just fuck off to some other VC then. Like, why?
No, like
I don't want to.
I
I don't
want
want to
to talk to
listen
Shinra
to
here,
you.
though. Like
I don't want to listen to you. Like, if it's like a
then
one-on-one,
leave
just
the
go find
VC.
another.
Then
Just go
leave the
somebody
VC.
else.
Wait, then leave the VC. Then go to a different
Just go
VC.
somewhere else. Just go. We were talking here for like the
Why-
yeah,
last hour.
he's so
Why should we in
obnoxious.
Shinra? Why should we in Shinra go to a different VC? Because you're too offended because you don't listen to the debate.
No,
Just fuck off.
We're
Then.
talking about something else. We're like in the mid conversation.
They literally left the VC. What are you talking about? Nobody's talking.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like-
Sorry, I'm on the Xbox. So I can't see.
Okay, well, like
Yeah,
nobody's talking.
Unless somebody moved me. Sorry.
Okay. You're
Was I
good.
moved?
I don't know, but anyway,
No,
Shinra.
we're still in the same VC. What are you talking about?
Okay. No, Shinra. Why do you?
Yes,
why
sorry.
do a mutual
Let me
topic?
get Vienna in head. So this guy. This is why I always say you need mods.
Dude.
okay, yeah. So to be clear, you specifically think that Islam holds to more realism, and the reason why you think so is because most of the scholars agree to it. But do you have?
Vienna.
Nice
Can you
dodge,
mute
retard.
this? Can you mute this Zizo guy? Just like over talking.
Wait,
and trying to
Shinra.
hijack the
Nice
room.
dodge. Nice dodge.
Yeah,
Okay.
can you mute Ziza, please? Thank you.
Relax.
Can we take out the trash?
What is happening so far? What happened with Z?
I was talking to like Sully about something, and then this guy just comes in and he says some dumb shit.
It was something like, "Oh yeah, you don't need to." Anyways, you don't need to prove that any distinction between two cases is analogous for it to still be a defeater.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you still hold to that?
Generally, yeah, unless there's like clear conditions set that show like some sort of causal link, I guess.
What do you mean clear conditions?
Like if I were to say a condition for fear is like maybe my mother, or like the condition for fear, maybe my mother like, the condition for fear, like maybe it's like threat of death, and then there's a killer in front of my mom. She's scared. I break down why. I give that causal link.
Yeah.
And then I see like a bear attack my mother. I'm gonna assume she's scared. If you say like it's distinct, like this is a bear. Sure, there's like some distinction, but like you need to show why it's relevant because the conditions are there.
Yeah.
But if there's like no clear conditions, then I don't think it needs to be a relevant distinction.
There's no clear condition, but then the condition for the example I gave you was specifically of a family member being in danger, and then the person getting like a super huge jump in strength, and then you were just like, well, one of them's direct, one of them's indirect, as if that's like a defeater. But if it's just unknown as to whether or not it's actually a relevant distinction, and we have some form of evidence to say that there is a causal link between the two of them, then I don't understand like what the point of bringing up a distinction is. It's like saying in the bear analogy that like, oh well, one of them's a bear, so it's possible that your mom could just not be afraid of bears, and therefore the analogy just fails. Like that clearly is how it works.
Yeah, but I don't think there was like a clear causal link given. If I recall correctly.
You don't think there's the clear causal link between a mother lifting up a car off of her child when her child is in like danger of death, and a super duper assassin guy who's been hiring assassins to kill Sakamoto the entire time, threatening to kill his daughter, and then Sakamoto gets a huge hand.
I usually the reason given was like I usually see these instances of like the hysterical strength only being in terms to like some direct danger. So sure, I agree that like because I agree you can give a condition that meets the criteria. My whole disagreement was that like this is the only condition, because if for example like the fear thing, let's say like in some hypothetical world, it is fear of death, but we also see it's only apparent when there's a human or when there's humans, right? So this thing is only apparent when it's a fear of death and it's a human caused fear of death.
Yeah.
Then if I saw the bear, then it would be some sort of like relevant distinction because you need to show, or my bad, it would hold to some like
Obviously, if it's only
value because you need to show why it wouldn't, or like
yeah,
why the bear wouldn't lie in this instance.
yeah, I don't think. I mean, I don't know how hard I'd hold to that. If it's like we're only shown to be afraid whenever it's in context to humans, and the reason why we're afraid of humans is X, Y, and Z reason, and then a bear also fulfills that criteria, then simply just it being a different entity wouldn't really mean anything. And especially when I already said this in chat
Yeah,
before
yeah, no,
yesterday.
I agree, but
Hmm?
it seems like you need to show some reason as to why like
You
the
already
direct
sent
slash indirect thing
You
would
already sent in
show
chat
anything different.
yesterday. It's like hysterical strength is just extreme cases of adrenaline. You still
Yeah,
get
no,
a
you literally said that when I wasn't texting you.
but you literally still do get adrenaline even if the threat isn't direct. So
Yeah, but you literally did not say that when I was arguing with you.
uh, I said it after and I pinged you in the message. That was
You
like,
did not.
uh, yes, I did. What the
You
hell?
did not.
I
It's
did.
either that or like I didn't get it because I literally don't remember like engaging with that, or I literally only seen it now that I went back to like check your messages.
Yeah, but Sakamoto's probably just experiencing hysterical strength there. I don't know why it would be blood lost or something like that. Don't know why.
That isn't like a defeater, anyways. I'll
Why?
be real. Also, you miss me. Oh wait, no, you also think Jester's like ass. Fuck.
I don't think just as good. The only thing that would have gone you an upscale on my tier list would be the synth thing.
You literally didn't ping me in the hysterical strength thing,
That's what I
and
did.
you like talked to like I guess the chat. You were talking in like some third person way.
Anyways, but what's it called? The only thing that would have gone you an upscale is the synth thing, and synth kind of beat the
No,
brakes off of you.
dude. Can we talk about that at some point? Because you're literally like a retard for thinking that.
Eventually,
Like,
eventually.
dude, he literally okay. He literally like was wrong on what math entails, and then like conceded on it twice.
I'll. I don't even think I'll rewatch it. If I do
I
rewatch it,
don't think you need to, bro. Like, you don't remember what happened?
if I remember vaguely, but if I do rewatch it, then I'll probably like
Oh my
write some
god,
notes about it.
bro, you need to kill yourself on be real.
Anyways, what's it
Check
called?
tier list chat. That's my tier list.
This this shitty little Sakamoto this tell is like I don't even read the series and I know this shit is buns, bro. Like, why is
No, also wait. Why am I, bro? If Juju's reason for being that high is beating Bubbles,
no, not
well,
just that,
I beat Bubbles, but like
not
you
just
think I
that.
would
He
maybe
beat
lose to
six.
Demi was
He
like the previous reason, but I
he
beaten or now Demi's below me.
he beat
That's my reason for being
six.
held back.
Wait, Juju beat
Wait, you think
six?
I lost to Bubbles?
No. Juju beat six.
Oh,
You didn't beat six, pal.
mm.
Uh,
I'm
don't know
not
why.
gonna say anything about that.
Don't know why Kingdom is that high. Why is Naguma?
Wait, so but why is Bubbles so high then? Like, I don't
Um,
see any reason why I wouldn't just be above Bubbles. Like, I've shit on him twice. What?
I have. I remember you losing like at least two of them.
Yeah, are you trolling me, bro? What the fuck?
I remember thinking you lost on some like silly ghetto scaling, and your
Yeah,
scaling sucked.
bro, I'm gonna be real. Like, you're you're more unreal by the day, bro. Like, come on.
Anyways, look, I'm going to debate Beetlejuice, so I need to keep reading. But I don't know why. Why is Gaku above Naguma?
Why do
Why?
you need to read to debate Beetlejuice, bro? He's fucking ass.
Because I'm debating him on meta ethics.
Why is Gaku above Nagumo?
Yes, he lost the fight on screen. Like,
That's fine. He was like holding back for most of it to have fun.
I don't even think he was holding back. I just think like
He's like mortally wounded, yet he like says he's gonna like amp it up,
yeah,
and then he like starts dodging everything, outspeeding him and going relative.
and
Like he's
then
never has like
do,
he never doesn't have the upper
do you
hand.
not think the fact that when after like we see the pan off of Nagumo and then back to him, he immediately has like 72 shanks inside of his chest.
Yeah, yeah, sure. He could have got like off guarded or some shit, or like Nagumo could have done some like weird
The, that
trickery thing.
that was not what
He's
was
really known
happening.
to be like a master of trickery.
So why wouldn't he just beat him every single time they fight using that?
Because I'm like putting some hypothetical like stronger Gaku where like he wouldn't be holding back, and then I don't think Nagumo's like trickery is
I don't
enough
even
to
think the
overcome the
holding
gap that
back
he's
or
not holding
anything.
back from the start.
I don't even think the
Because I
holding
think
back is
like
anything significant. Like he gets his arm fully cut
look,
off. I
he
like, hmm?
he should be holding back pretty like severely because if he like gets a mortal wound inflicted,
I don't
and
even
then
think
like
that's a
pre
mortal
mortal wound he
wound.
was already weaker or like relative to Nagumo, but post mortal wound he's stronger than Nagumo. It
Yeah.
should be like it bridges the gap plus more, so it
I
should
don't
be
even
like some
think.
significant gap.
Do you think Nagumo is trying for one, and then two?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
do.
look, we can talk about that after, and then two is like Gaku. Quite literally, whenever they're fighting, he's getting the shit kicked out of him, and the wound he gets is even
He's
mortal.
literally not.
Like literally, all that's going on is just that he gets stabbed in the stomach, and then like that's quite literally it. He just gets stabbed in the stomach. We see him survive way worse wounds. He gets his whole arm cut off, and
Yeah,
his.
that's fine, but that's not a mortal wound.
You
It's
don't
more so
think
a mortal wound.
you don't think bleeding to death from your arm is a mortal wound?
No, I don't think he was gonna bleed to death. No,
Why?
because I think that's some gradual thing. I don't think it's like some instant cause for concern, but I think getting your fucking longer stomach or gut pierced is some cause for instant concern. It's at least stated to be. They
Why?
do hold it to some high regard.
Give me a second. Anyway,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
returned.
For one, I don't even think the cut was like that bad. Like he seems to be chilling from it.
Yeah, and
For two, like
he's also chill with getting
it's just
stabbed.
like surrounding context just implies that it's like a more fatal wound.
Uh, like,
Uh, him like chilling after getting fucking his arm cut off, but getting on one knee and holding his stomach when he gets cut in the stomach, and he's also like gets stated that he has like a limited time by
yeah.
himself and
Why do
by
you think
Nagumo.
he doesn't have a limited time when fighting Takamura? For one, and then two.
I don't think so. If it's not stated by either of them, it's also not shown like he
He
has
said
like, any
like
sort of
if you said he's
weakness. I
losing
don't
blood
think it's
gradually, like, and this is like heavily downstating the amount of blood you lose if you get a limb torn off of you. But if he's losing blood gradually, that would still mean that he can't fight for as long because he's losing blood and he's going to start getting weaker for like over time. For one,
it's just not like some crazy degree. I don't think.
I don't I don't know whether or not like maybe a guy's arms are like different or something, but
His reactions should like dictate it.
but I don't think his reactions especially should dictate it. I think he's just like firming through the pain, especially when like the entire.
Why didn't he do that here?
Hmm? Why do you do that
Why
here?
didn't he do that here?
Uzuki
Yeah.
isn't here. He doesn't have to like.
He-
Yeah, he isn't trying to like do enact Uzuki's plan immediately. It's like obvious.
what?
Like Uzuki, when he's fighting Takamura, Uzuki has like a clear plan in place, which is to like destroy all of the JCC, and like Gaku isn't taking his time at all, right? But whenever he's fighting Naogama, by own admission, it seems like neither of them are actually like they're taking their time while fighting. So it isn't like a
Wait, what? Wait, what's the whole Takamura point? What's the like relevance to that? My bad.
yeah. So in the Takamura, like whenever he's fighting Takamura, he has like more reason to firm through the pain because he has to get to
No,
Uzuki.
no, ignore that. What's the point of like? Well, what is this like? If you hypothetically won this point, what would it grant you?
Yeah, so it's like then he's just like there's a good reason for him just to not react and like firm through the pain whenever he's fighting
That literally
Takamura.
doesn't. That no, I'm saying why does that like defeat my scaling?
Because your skill, you quite literally said before
Hey,
that
so
like wait till
he gets his arm cut off by
you said
Takamura.
yeah.
If it is
Mm-hmm.
more damaging, how does that affirm or how does that like deny that he would be weakened when he gets stabbed in the stomach?
Yeah, no. The point is, it's just like it seems as if that whenever he's fighting Takamura, right, he gets like what's it called? When after he gets his arm cut off, he's still able to like firm through it. So in the Nagumo instance, I don't think
Sure,
he's
he can
yeah
firm through the pain. Why is he not weaker?
yeah. Do you not think we don't see him get his head cut off, right? And the entire reason why he wasn't, and like every single time, even at full health, whenever like Takamura swings at him, he gets like his fingers chopped off. So do you not think that if he's getting weaker drastically, then in the arm instance, then he'd like suddenly start getting tagged a lot more and lose a lot more limbs?
No, because he literally just like kicks his shit at Takuma and then gets saved by he literally just gets saved by Uzui
Uh,
or Uzuki after that.
yeah, and no, Takamura especially does literally slash at all of them, and then Yuzuki like
He literally doesn't do. Yeah,
yeah,
Uzuki saves him. He doesn't
does
do
he?
any reacting of his own.
Wait, can you send the panel? I saw the fact
Yeah,
before
sure.
that he cuts off
Literally
his
right after he kicks him, he literally just gets dodged. Check
yeah.
Taylor's chat. He literally just dodges because
Let me
Uzuki
see.
saves him.
Uh, da da da. I don't. I don't even think that like
And then
unless
they
you
just
think
leave like that's
unless you
it.
think
That's
Fat
all that happens.
Sakamoto is like what's it called? Unless you think it's Fat Sakamoto that's just like above above or relative to Goku. I don't think like the saving thing means that he didn't react. I think all that like literally he just wants to keep fighting. I don't think he like suddenly wouldn't react to the attack. That's why he's like, let's go. He wants him to leave.
And so there's no causation for him reacting to it. Is
No,
what
no,
I'm
no. I
hearing.
think he did react.
They're making some like weird headcanon.
No, 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 no. I think because
Also, I don't see why you
he's
can like denounce. Where do you
he's
denounce that he's weaker than like this hysterical strength
no,
that
no.
Sakamoto?
Why do you think
Hyster-
Sakamoto still has hysterical strength here? We see immediately after Sakamoto tries to stop him, he gets the shit beat out of him.
Yeah, sure, because Uzuki can like just scale over that hysterical strength. That's not a defeater.
No, whenever we see him go into his hysterical strength for Mizuki, he literally thinks he's going to die.
No, he doesn't.
We
He
literally see
literally
him have
doesn't.
visions of him getting stabbed and shit.
Yeah, he sees Sakamoto's killing intent. Uzuki doesn't think he's gonna die. We literally
We
notice because
see
when Sakamoto does go for the attempt to hit Uzuki, Uzuki just easily dodges it.
send me the panel for one, and then two. We also see like whenever we like have those little killing intense scenes where it, like cuts off your head. At least from the instance I can remember, it seems as if most of the time the character's like stronger. The example would be like an Aguma literally walks past some dude and then he envisions the
Oh
guy's
yeah,
like head being
I'll
cut
just
off.
show it to you because you're wrong. So he envisions him killing him. He senses the killing intent, goes for the attack, and then he gets dodged easily.
Yeah, let me
So
see
that's
this.
wrong.
Goes for the attack. Oh, what killing intent? Here he comes. He goes for the attack. Welcome back, Tarasaka. Yeah, he dodges the attack. Do you think that suddenly that means that he scales above him?
Yes,
Why? Why is dodging one attack mean that you scale above the guy?
or it means that like he does. No, my bad. I just like caught on. You're literally just trying to burden shift.
No, you
You're
literally
the one that's claiming. You're the
you
one that's
said
claiming that he
yourself that
went.
he scaled
Wait a
above him.
second. Wait a second. You literally claim that he went like from being a blitz level above Uzuki to like getting beat up by him.
Yeah, okay, I can like drop the fact that he's like a blitz level above.
Okay,
It still seems
okay.
as if it still seems as if he does
Still above.
actually. Wait, can I finish? He still seems as if he like possesses an actual serious threat towards Uzuki. That's why Uzuki's like, here it comes. He has to prepare himself for Sakamoto coming at him. So he just goes from like getting blitzed around to being relative to him, especially when we literally see like
He doesn't
before
even.
this.
No. Him saying. I denounced that. Him saying here it comes. Even like
Uh,
denotes that he
what do you
should be
think
like
he's
scared of
trying to say?
anything.
No, wait. What do you
Oh,
think
he
he's
can
trying to
literally
say there?
just like here it comes. What does that mean? It means like the attack's about to come, and what
Yeah.
happens? The attack comes. Like
No, do you
you're
not
trying to
think?
add some like
Wait, do
weird
you not think that he's trying to
extra
prepare
interpretation
himself
over
for the
it.
attack?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
think he's just saying here it comes, and then he
Wait.
like
Okay.
dodges
So
it.
wait. Like I can name you other examples in fiction where this happens. Like whenever what's it called? Whenever a character's like charging up a serious attack, in like Dragon Ball or something, or like a Goku's going like mastered
Yeah, no, I
UI.
agree. Here it comes. I agree. Here it
Yeah,
comes can be used in that context. I'm just denouncing the fact
yeah,
that it can only be used in
yeah.
that
No, no, no. I
context.
never said it can only be used in that context.
Okay,
That's
so
wait, chill,
I
chill,
also
chill, chill, chill,
denounce that
chill,
it should be like
chill, chill, chill. That's wait, chill, chill, chill.
some more
That's
likely
like
thing.
then that's like quite literally you're just agreeing with me whenever I said I at least I have some probability to say that here it comes is like
I think
indicating what
both.
I'm saying.
I think both are equally probable.
Okay, wait, can you name me like any examples in fiction where like here it comes is used in that context?
I really don't need an example.
Oh wait, but you're saying that okay, look, do you simply just saying it possibly can be used in that context doesn't raise probability of your
You're
point at
also
all?
saying it's possible. You're showing some example. You're showing like
Yes.
one example in another manga or another anime
Yeah,
that happens one time.
well, you
Sure.
want me to? Yeah, you want me to show you
If
like a whole bunch of other
if
examples where it's used the exact same context.
Well, no, because you need to show me more examples of it happening than not. But I don't know if that's even something you can possibly
No,
do.
I don't think I need to
I
show
don't
you
think in a
more. No,
vacuum.
no,
I don't
no.
think in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think in a vacuum. You showing examples of like different mangas doing this thing should justify it. If you show me within like
Mm-hmm.
Sakamoto days this happening, sure, I'll like grant that it should be
Okay.
some probable thing. But I
Yeah.
really don't even think that's true.
I don't really talk about like what's it called. I don't think that I need
But
to show
I
you.
also do not.
Wait,
I also
can I
like
like
don't even
finish
think
my
it
sentence
should be some
or
like
like?
super consistent thing.
Right. Okay, but
No, I'm just saying like you could
look.
send the scans anyways because I don't
Yeah,
even think
but
it should be
anyways,
like
I
some
can
super
like bring
consistent
up.
thing.
Okay, I'm echoing in somebody's mic, but I can bring up what's it called? I can bring up other mangas to support the like to support my point. The thing I'm trying to say is that if there are two interpretations, one of them has at least some evidence towards other pieces in fiction using the wording the same way. Whereas your only piece of evidence is just like people can use it in this certain context. That's fine because like people can use phrases in any sort of context, right? They could be just using it in a proprietary sense, right? So again, it just seems as if like my like interpretation has at least some evidence on my side, whereas yours just doesn't seem to possess any. So
No, that's totally not true. If you agree
mm-hmm.
that like they have different interpretations, right? Then that means like if we were to grant that like let's say they're both probable, right? Or they're both possible, like let's say it's a 50-50. That grants that like in that possible world, there would be in like a lot of instances, right? Because there's a ton of animes and a ton of mangas. There would be a ton of instances of here it comes being in reference to what you're claiming.
No,
That does not
why would
deny
I
the
grant
fact
that
that
it's
it
a
should be some like
50-50?
equal thing.
Wait, why
It
would I
literally is
grant that
not
it's
a
a 50-50?
denunciation. The only denunciation is if it has some like sort of bearing to the overall probability.
Wait, why?
But what
Okay,
you're saying does
one.
not deny that like they're equally as probable.
Yeah, no.
I don't think you have.
Why would
I
I
don't think
grant
you
that
have
it's equally as possible?
I don't think you have. I think you having instances and saying like, I don't have instances, therefore like you can supersede mine. I think that's some sort of like argument from ignorance because they're not being evidence for the contrary. When it literally isn't a denunciation. I gave you the hypothetical in which it's 50-50, yet there is still a lot of examples for yours.
Yeah,
So sure, you
look.
can have as many examples as you want, as long as it's not some like amount that supersedes mine, or the probability of my interpretation. It literally
Yeah,
wouldn't be a
no.
defeater.
I don't even know if I'd grant that your like interpretation has any like probability. Like all you're simply saying is like, okay, yeah, I agree that both of us are or both of our interpretations are possible. That's like completely fine. That's like saying that if I say, oh, you damn murderer, it's possible that I could be saying that haha you're Jewish. And it's also like possible that I'm actually calling you a murderer, right? And it seems as if like and also it's also just context dependent. And it seems as if like what's it called? Even if they're both possible, clearly, like even intuitively, one of these interpretations seems to be massively more probable than the other. So I don't know why simply granting that yours has some form of
Yeah,
possibility.
I agree.
Wait,
I
wait,
agree
wait,
from
wait,
some
wait,
sort of
can I
like
like
intuitive
finish? Can I
aspect.
finish? Can I finish? But
Oh, you're
the
not done? My
yeah, no,
bad.
the
Continue.
hypothetical thing you gave, right? It's like one, I don't accept that they're 50-50 in terms of possibility, but two, the way we like determine which interpretation is actually more probable than the other is due to some form of evidence like between the two of them. So if my instance seems to have like more examples on my side compared to your instance, then it seems as if then my instance seems to have more like more credence. And it seems to have like more evidence to support my view comparison to yours. Like I don't, but yeah.
Yeah, I literally, okay, so I literally don't think you're getting it. I proposed a 50-50 possibility hypothetical world to show that in that hypothetical world, you showing this evidence isn't a defeater. I'm saying you showing any, like, because there's some like crazy amounts of manga slash animes So obviously, even if it's very unlikely, you'd still have multiple examples of your case being true. Me not having examples of my case being true doesn't mean that it isn't the case. It just means that I don't have any examples on hand because maybe I don't look for those things in other animes, but you do, right? That doesn't defeat anything. And then you saying the whole like murder shit, it doesn't matter because I'm saying denotatively, my shit should fit. I agree on some sort of intuitive basis. You could claim something might be more logical than one, but I'm disagreeing that your intuition is even true because I'm saying my intuition disagrees with your or like what I intuit disagrees with what you intuit. So obviously, if we intuit different things, you can't say, "Oh, my intuition just supersedes yours." That's retarded.
So, wait, give me a second. Mm. Yeah, well, we summarize the thing you were saying. I was doing something.
Sure. For one, that's not a defeater. I don't think you really got the possible world shit. I was just saying, like, under that possible world, this wouldn't even like be some sort of like pseudo contradiction slash contradiction. I think even if your interpretation was highly unlikely, it still would be the case that you'd have multiple examples. Just because the sheer volume of manga, you having instances of it being shown that way isn't a defeater. It just means that like, because obviously, unless I actively look for here it comes examples, because obviously it just means that like I'm just less aware of these examples than you are, even if mine were to be the case. Yours would still be fine. And then the whole like intuition basis, it seems like you're just saying like that's the only thing I agree with, but I disagree with the fact that like it is intuitively more leaning towards your side. I intuit it to be like I intuited it obviously to be like what I think, but
Obviously.
like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess I could say
I get the
something.
gist now. Look, the first thing is like maybe I could grant what's it called? Maybe I could grant that somehow. Sure, what's it called? Yeah, under some possible world where our interpretations are like 50-50 in terms of probability, then all of a sudden, even if I provided you more examples compared to yours, that then it wouldn't really be any form of probability raiser. But that's only with the background assumption that our interpretations are 50-50 in terms of probability, and I don't even grant that. Now the other thing you said is that like even if I'm able to provide you more instances of mine being used, it still wouldn't be a probability raiser because all that would lead credence to is just that like what's it called, that we actually just don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like you just don't go out looking for your own, or you don't go out looking for your own evidence, and like that's fine as well. I don't think that really means anything. All I think like what's it called, I just think that that's just a very, very retarded standard to actually use, especially when I could just say, oh yeah, for any interpretation X that you give, right, for on any piece of media, there's just like equal amounts of evidence on my side that we just don't know about, that makes my interpretation equal to yours, that we just don't know about, and then we just never actually be able to determine which like what's it called, which actual interpretation is more probable. So I don't.
I disagree with that being true. I just
Wait,
think like
wait,
if
and
you use like such a large
hmm?
like volume, sure, but if you were to like
Yeah, wait.
include me some
If
examples in Sakamoto days, I'd kind of
wait,
like
if
show
I
you the
gave you
problem.
10 example, wait, if I
I think
gave you
that would be
10 examples
analogous.
of it being used that way in Sakamoto days, and then you said, oh well, Sakamoto this is a big manga with a lot of phrases used, so maybe there's also 10 other examples in Sakamoto days that you just aren't aware of that make our interpretations equal. Do you think that's like an actual good standard to use?
No, because I think in that case, you're setting the standard that like here it comes should be used this way in Sakamoto days. Sure, there can be some like possible other interpretation. I don't think it should like supersede this, especially in like such a
Yeah, it
small
isn't
manga.
supposed to
Because
supersede it.
I also disagree with the fact that like such phrasing would even be used quite consistently. I think if you read the series, you could intuit that's wrong. Um, Hence why you're even trying to use some external thing to try to justify it.
Mm.
Maybe like for the word strongest, they have like different using meanings, but even then, I think usually like like within a series, it's consistent. Like the word strongest within Sakamoto days, I don't think they ever change it up. I think it's always like consistent.
Wait, but do you know about
I would
every
just like
single
deny that.
usage?
I would just deny the fact that
Mm-hmm.
like you wouldn't
Wait,
even be able to like prove
this
it
is like
in
the
that sense.
infinity standard. Like you're just trying to say that oh well, it's a small manga, so we'd be able to like get a bigger sample size of your like of like certain interpretations, right?
not even. I'm saying like you could
Mhm.
also just like intuit if you read like even a bit of the series that
Yeah, and what if,
here it
okay,
comes isn't something that
if
like shows up
somebody, no,
every
no, no,
fucking
like let's use the word
chapter.
strongest, right? If somebody says, oh yeah, strongest means X, then you say strongest means Y. You bring up 10 examples of strongest meaning Y, right? But all of a sudden, the person just responds, okay, well, how many times has strongest been used in the story? If it's been used in the story like over like 60 times, right? Then your sample size doesn't even like actually lend credence towards your argument, because it's also possible that there's some form of like evidence that we don't know that actually cancels out your own interpretation. It's like that doesn't get anyone anywhere, right? And I can name like 6 examples within fiction just generally, right, of characters using here it comes whenever like
I think the
yeah.
sample size difference is just like so astronomical that it literally doesn't impose like some sort of probability.
Wait,
For
it's what
one,
do you
and
mean it's so what do you mean?
for two, I disagree with the fact
I
that you can't even justify it being the case. It's like
what do you
within
mean?
like an inverse. I think like that's just some weird standard you set upon yourself.
Wait, repeat
I
what you
don't
said?
agree with that
Wait,
standard.
repeat what you said?
Okay, for one, I think like the sample size is just so large that like it shouldn't be like it literally wouldn't even like have any sort of probable basis. For two,
Yeah.
I think obviously it's different. I think obviously it's different because I disagree with your standard that like
How
we could
much is
apply this to
considered a
some
large
sort of
sample
inverse.
size to you then? Like I'm confused. If I give you
I
like
don't know. I think it has
exactly,
to be like
so
some
it's like
astronomical
arbitrary.
number since like obviously there's an astronomical amount of mangas,
Yeah,
right?
so wait, so to be
So
clear, if somebody
it'd be
makes an
ridiculous. It'd be
interpretation,
ridiculous to even claim like we could use that as some sort of evidence.
wait,
So
so
yes, I'm denying the
mhm.
evidence even being admissible.
Yeah, so do you like just claim that if somebody makes an interpretation of a scan, and let's say the word is just never used again in the manga, and then you give 6 billion other, like no, like not even 6 billion, like 300 other instances, right? Of what's it called? 300 other instances of it being used in the interpretation that you're trying to posit, and then this other person just says, well, it's like what's it called? Manga. There's a lot of manga, man. So that doesn't lend credence to anything.
Well, yeah, I literally don't think that's a reductio. I think that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I think if the
Hmm.
sample size is matched, like let's say
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
let's
How
put
many
like
times has the word strongest been used in Sakamoto days or greatest?
I'd probably say around like 20,
Yeah, can you prove that?
probably.
Yeah, can you prove that?
Uh, well, if I went through the chapters, I'd probably just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
form some sort
Go
of
ahead.
pattern.
Don't
Like
worry. I'll wait.
maybe
Go
in
ahead.
10 chapters, it was used like this amount of times, X
Yeah,
amount of times.
yeah,
So I'd
yeah.
posit like
Find me.
it should be most likely it follows some sort of pattern.
No, wait. Why would I grant that just because it's used like under this sort of like insane standard? Why would I grant that just because it's used 10 times in the first 10 chapters in this certain way, therefore in the rest of the other 200 other chapters, it should also be used that way too, or like it's a probability raising that
You're
up?
not getting it. You're not getting it. If I'm saying it's used like maybe like one time every 20 chapters, I see that within like let's say a sample size of like 60 chapters. Shit like general shit like that. If I were to like posit that, right?
Yeah, don't worry. Find me the
And then I
instances.
were to give you like 5 examples of them using strongest this way. By obviously, like we could agree that it's like probable that
Yeah.
it should be the
So okay,
case.
wait. Okay.
So I'm
So
saying there are
mhm.
certain ways to like justify it
Okay.
being the
So the
case.
way you
Also,
think if
within a manga, obviously it's like a limited sample size. Just intuitively, because that is something I agree we could intuit. Just intuitively, we can agree that like,
okay,
or
wait.
maybe
What
you
if I
don't
just
even
don't
agree,
have that
but
intuition?
maybe like the general population can agree
Wait. Okay.
that like
Wait.
strongest isn't used like to such a
Mhm.
degree in which
No, but
like a couple of examples wouldn't posit some
okay.
sort of like
To be clear,
agreement.
what do you think? Wait. Okay. One, if somebody just doesn't have that intuition, then I don't understand like what the intuitive point would like mean. Then two, when you say something like wait, I'm pretty sure it's like, oh yeah, if I see 5 instances in the manga or 10 instances, then I can just say, oh yeah, well that raises probability for my interpretation, right? Is that it? Just is a yes or
Pardon me?
no.
What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
If you say, oh well, what's it called, if you say something like, oh well, within the manga every like in 60 chapters I've seen it being used to this
Not
X
even
way.
that either. Like, I
Hmm.
just think like usually mangas follow some sort of set standard too.
Okay,
Like
do
every
you
time
not
I see
think that?
powerful used in Naruto, it's used to like show some sort of power.
Yeah,
Every time I see
obviously.
powerful used in like maybe Magi, it's used to show some sort of like magical prowess, right? So
Yeah. So do you not think
it does seem to like it does
mhm.
seem to like
Do you not
I'm
think
saying
that
like
like if it's just a
within the
phrase,
confines of a certain manga, I
yeah,
do see like a pattern also in which like
obviously.
they use the word like
Okay, but do you
relatively
not
the
think that
same.
if like within different mangas with different genres, if whenever a certain word is said, they are all using it to imply the same thing, then that should not raise probability that, oh yeah, in this third manga or this sixth or seventh manga, then it's probably also being used to imply the same thing.
That's the issue because I see within a manga like you can agree like the confines are shown, but externally like there's so many mangas that no, I don't think that's the case.
Look,
Like that's
okay.
why I see some sort of problem.
So if I
Like
give you
there's too much fucking mangas to
okay, so
say,
if I
oh
give
yeah,
you
in these
16
three it's used this
examples,
way.
okay, look, if I give you the no,
It
no, no,
literally
to be clear, if I give you 16 examples, you agree that within the confines of just this discussion and what we know right now for certain, that my point would just have more probability than yours,
fuck
right?
no.
Uh, so
Fuck
okay,
no.
do you know any like wait,
There's like thousands on thousands on
okay, yeah,
thousands
yeah,
of
yeah.
mangas.
If you can name
Of
me,
course
if
if
you
you
can
look
name me
you could find
three,
16
no,
examples.
no, no. To be clear, if you can name me three, then I'll concede. If you can name
Name
me
me three mangas.
no three mangas where they use here it comes in the way you're trying to say it does.
Yeah, okay, so you're holding me to some ridiculous standard.
Why is that ridiculous?
Obviously I haven't looked for anything that says here it comes. So obviously I'm not going to be able to find it.
Okay,
That doesn't mean
but
that it doesn't exist. That just doesn't mean that I'm not looking for
no, no,
that
no. I
evidence.
didn't
I
say no,
find
no.
it
I didn't say
redundant.
your interpretation just doesn't exist or they never use it in the way you're saying. I'm simply just saying that within the context of this discussion, even if you Jack, it's possible, yeah, yours could be the case, and like some person could use it in that certain way, right? Even if like I go into AI and ask it what is here comes usually meant to mean, right? They'll just say it's my
To be clear,
interpretation.
can you like outline some sort of argument? Because it seems like you're just trying to like show some weird reductio that like I disagree with and you agree with. So it's like if we
Uh,
disagree on whether it is or isn't a reductio, like
yeah,
I
no,
don't see like I don't see this like progressing. I think
yeah.
you kind of need to
Look,
make an argument.
quite literally, it's
Sort of,
just that I can
sort of
name
like
you.
logic argument.
I've went and I've looked for 16 different instances of people saying here it comes in manga, and they all are saying the same thing as me.
That Lily, okay, that Lily would need me to like agree to some sort of like good faith from you because maybe you've checked through like 160 and they say this thing right. Like I
Uh,
really don't know.
I okay.
Obviously, if you're
Going to
looking like the way I
ChatGPT.
see it, obviously if you're looking for something, you'll be able to find it with such a big sample
Okay,
size.
wait.
But
Okay,
it's
no,
like
no, no. Go into
it's not even me
ChatGPT.
saying like
Look, look, look.
it's not even
It's
me
very
saying like
easy with with AI. It's just very easy to do. Go into ChatGPT. Ask it for give it the quote. Here it comes. Ask it to check through like almost every single piece of fiction, right? And it's like tell it which one. Like how is it more used contextually? Is it used to just express? Oh yeah, I'm preparing for an attack,
you think
or is it?
ChatGPT would genuinely go through every piece of fiction?
Uh,
I'm
yeah,
lost.
it's aware of most things on the internet. So yes.
You think it has the power to like bring up all of that kind of
It
consciousness?
yeah, it
Like
can yeah, it knows
access
most
all that
pieces of
info at
fiction.
once?
Yeah, it knows
Well, no,
most
I
pieces of
agree it can
fiction.
have like the database for all that info, but drawing it all at once is like
Yeah, okay,
ridiculous.
obviously not all at once. You can't like write that much all at once, but just ask it which one
No,
is
I'm
more
saying
used.
like no,
Wait,
even draw the info all at once because
Yeah.
bro, it can obviously like it has the info for how chess works, but it fucking sucks at chess, for example.
I
Like
don't
that
think
should
you
tell
can
you
even
alone
prove
that like you're
that.
wrong. Like
Like I don't.
it having a database of knowledge doesn't mean that it can like utilize it
I
perfectly.
mean, literally,
That's weird.
the reason why you aren't allowed to use ChatGPT for like real life games is because it's so good at them. That's why you aren't allowed to use AI whenever you're playing chess. So whenever you tell me something like, "Oh,
That's not.
that's the example,"
You've literally never. Yeah, now I know you've literally never like seen ChatGPT chess videos.
I
ChatGPT is fucking ass at chess, bro.
uh,
Like look up any video about ChatGPT and chess.
I
Like
don't
it's fucking ass at
I don't
chess.
think so. I've beaten people on chat with chess using Chat GPT, but look, it's fine. I'm going to just name you a bunch of examples, and then if you think that they're all just disanalogous or like there's some relevant distinguishing trait,
We literally aren't gonna progress because I'm literally not gonna agree with you,
yeah,
and you're just
okay.
gonna like disagree with me being like with my disagreement. So I guess like
I just
if you
don't
disagree
even.
on that and I agree,
I
like
don't
we
even
could
grant
leave
your
it there, and
standard.
then
Look,
I could go like slam job.
anyone else who just like hears how it's used and the context will just
Yeah,
like give.
sure. That's why I'm saying, like, if it's some sort of like reductio, or you assume it's like some sort of reductio, and
I
I'm
mean,
saying it's
we can
definitely
just
not. Like, I disagree. I also think it like
we
it's
can
kind
just
of
ask
contingent
other
upon some sort
people.
of good faith aspect.
We can
Then
just ask other
maybe
people
we
in
could
the
disagree.
server if they think that the panel of
Yeah,
him
sure, you
saying,
could ask them, but
yeah,
with the context that like obviously like in
yeah,
some base sense, maybe they're like retards. They're not going to be able to grasp or like
yeah,
intermediate. But
okay, definitely. So
you could
yeah,
literally just look
everyone.
through, like, the way I see it. If I wanted
Hmm.
to right now, I could look through 100, maybe 200, maybe 2,000
I don't even.
mangas to find something. Obviously, I could find some examples of that
I
thing.
don't
That doesn't
even.
mean
Why
it's
would I even grant
justified.
that? Why would I look? I can grant that you're look.
No,
I can
no,
even
no, I'm just saying.
I
Like,
can
I'm
even
giving
just
you an
say like
example. I'm
what's
not
it
saying
called?
you did that,
If
but
the
I'm
yeah
saying,
yeah no
like,
no 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 no.
I'm
I'm just
saying you
saying
don't
like
have to find
even
an
if I
example
can
in every
agree,
sentence.
look, even if I can agree, your instance is possible. I can just say like for every manga that pops up within the real world, it is just never used in the way that you're using it. Because I don't even grant that your argument has like any non-zero probability, like or anything higher than just a non-zero probability. Like I don't look.
Okay, so I'm saying that you can think that, but your shit doesn't have any sort of like probability raisers.
Yeah,
I just
you
gave you
just
the
have a
it
different standard
contingent
of what
it's
probability
contingent
razor is.
upon like something with a massive sample size, and it's contingent upon like some good faith aspect, which I don't think is like
Yeah, okay. To be
applicable in the
clear,
context of the debate.
how do you think
Obviously,
people
like, your
talk to
goal
each
is to
other then?
win.
Wait, how do you think
But
people
sure,
talk to each
if
other?
you
No, no,
think
no.
other people would agree, sure, you can like go around
No,
asking. I
okay,
don't
wait,
care.
but my question is, how do you think people talk to each other then? If the way people speak to each other on a day to day is
I literally, like, on court, I don't see any good faith, bro.
no, no,
Especially
no,
like
no, no,
from
no, no,
fucking
no,
Sky
no, no, no,
Blue,
no,
bro.
not about that. How do you think people are able to understand each other then? If for every like single statement they say, since it's just a big sample size that most humans aren't aware of, then they just like also called some like large group of people outside of their knowledge could just use every single word in completely different ways than them, right? How do you think people are able to communicate?
I think generally, like, they should have some sort of resemblance, but I don't think they need to be like exactly
Oh
one
wait,
to one. In the same way that, like,
how do you think
here
people
it
know
comes
that?
versus like here it comes in the two senses wouldn't show like some sort of
Wait,
fundamental like difference to someone
no, no.
onlooking.
How
Like,
do you think
obviously, you
people
could
know that?
interpret it different ways.
No, but how do you think people know? How do you think people know that? Like, you think people are instantly able to know that? Oh yeah, what's it called? Yeah, we're similar in the sense of how we actually use words. Is that the thing you're saying? That yeah, people like that's the sort of deliberation people use. I just think people tend to use
Dude, okay,
inductions off of
here it
how
comes
wait
literally means like here something is coming. So obviously
yes.
you can say it as like, okay, something is coming, or
If
you can
you
say, oh, here it comes, like I gotta prepare myself. That could be like the unexplained
no no
continuation of
no
the
no 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 no
sentence.
no no.
I
I
don't think it's
agree.
some fundamental difference.
I
I think they share the similarities. The only difference is
mhm.
whether like it is some explicit continuation or
No,
not.
no, 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 no.
So I'm
I think
saying
they
in
share
that, like,
some similarities.
it
Look, I
something
agree.
look,
Look, I
you're
agree.
trying
It
to find
shares some
another reductio.
similarities. No,
You're
no,
trying
no.
to find
Chill, chill,
like
chill.
another
I
reductio, but
just
I
wait.
disagree with your reductios.
Yeah, look, look, look.
I
Obviously,
agree that
obviously, you
people
can
can
just bite the bullet
understand,
or
but it
not.
doesn't. All it means is that they can understand it because they're all used to some sort of similar degree. It doesn't mean that everybody uses the same words the same ways. It
No
just means
shit,
they have
Sherlock. No
fundamental.
shit, Sherlock. Of course, like, and not everyone uses the same
So
words in the
stop
same
trying to
way.
find reductios, bro.
Wait.
You're
No, no, no,
that's
no, no.
fine.
The point is that human communication seems to work pretty well, right? Even though we don't know for certain whether or not people use the exact same interpretations as us. And the reason why we're able to do so is because we make inductions off of the type of like what's it called? The type of speech we are actually familiar with. We say, oh yeah, my mom uses it this way, my dad uses it this way, right? Therefore, this other person is probably going to use it the same way, right? And typically, these type of like judgments seem to be correct. So when you tell
No, they
me,
don't.
look, wait, okay,
Under my
okay,
interpretation, you would think
yeah,
they're correct, even
under your
if
interpretation, look, under your interpretation, human communication is basically almost every single time we speak to each other, we're all massively mistaken.
yeah, that's not what it is. I didn't
Yes,
say
yes.
that.
Okay, look. So whenever a teenager, right, goes to like, or whenever a teenager speaks to somebody, right, and this is their first time going outside, and
And
they speak to them,
you're literally
do you
strawmanning
think?
me and then
Wait, do
continuing
you?
to like
Okay,
impose
wait. Where's the straw
reductios,
man?
bro.
Wait,
You
where's the
disagree
straw
with
man?
me, like,
Wait, where's the straw man?
yeah, that's not what the fuck I'm saying. I'm not saying there's some massive misunderstanding within like speech. I'm saying there is like some misunderstanding, but they should resemble each other.
Yeah.
So it's not some massive difference. In the same way that I literally made it analogous to here it comes. there is some difference in our two examples, but fundamentally they should share the same
Yeah,
properties.
obviously, fundamentally in both of the
Okay,
other
so no,
instances,
there
look,
isn't
can I
some
like
massive
finish? Can I
difference.
like
There
finish?
isn't some
Okay, like
massive problem interpreting.
in the other instance, they also do have similar like similarities. They could both be speaking the same language, right? And they are both using the same words. However, the intention being conveyed behind those words is completely different. So the fundamentals are still the same. However, under your view, since like what's it called, the intentions, we don't know if the intentions are the same. Then whenever people speak to each other, it means like at least if good few of the time we're all just speaking past each other, right? However, that doesn't actually seem to be consistent with how like people are like actually speaking. Like if somebody you get somebody to judge your debate, and then every single time they are like they hear you speak, they're just interpreting your words in a completely different way than you are, right? You think that's actually a good form of judgment? You think that's how like people communicate? Obviously not, right? I speak to people on Discord from different sides of the planet, and we still seem to be using words in a
No,
similar
because
way. Like,
for one, I think usually when people use like outward expressions, usually those are like kind of more in tune and less like esoteric, I'd say. But
why?
maybe like maybe when you, because you're expressing it to other people, but maybe when you're like using phrases that are kind of internalized, obviously you're not gonna like have some sort of like
Yeah, it's
what's it called?
the
You're
phrase.
not
The
gonna
phrase is an
you're not gonna have some sort of you're not gonna have some sort of like basis to go off of because they're more internalized statements.
no,
So
no,
it should
no.
follow
Of
like that
course,
same criteria.
I don't know what you
So
mean by
literally under your
internalized.
criteria, it shouldn't be like some
Wait, I
sort
don't
of
know what you
different
mean by
statement.
internalized.
Um, not external, I guess. Like you're not
Okay,
voicing it externally.
that's okay. Wait, okay. So just a
I don't know
state.
what else I'd mean by
So just
internal.
thinking. Wait,
Yeah.
you think there's a massive distinction between the way people
Usually when you
speak?
say like here it
Wait,
comes, it's
okay,
not
wait.
some
I'm
sort of
confused
outward
now.
thing.
So you think that there's a distinction between the way people speak and also a distinction between like no the way people speak compared to like what's it called, the way people think and the way people interpret words in their head or speak to themselves.
For like internalized, I'm saying for internalized phrases, sure.
Uh, okay. What do you mean by internalized phrases there? Just like phrases you say to yourself, right? And where are these phrases learned? From other people who are external to yourself? Anyways, look,
It's in character. What'd you say? No, because I think if you know what here it comes mean, here it comes means like in the literal sense, you can figuratively have your own like interpretation. Where one, you just use it obviously how it's stated.
its meaning is also
Two, you
dependent on
could
its
use it to like
context.
two, you could use it to like imply some
No,
intention,
no, no.
like
Its
internal.
meaning is dependent
And I
on its
think both.
context.
I think both are like intuitive
No, the meaning, no,
examples.
no. The meaning
Obviously,
of words is just
you can
dependent on their
maybe
context.
associate with one or the other. I don't think it's some sort of like externalized thing.
No, the meaning of a word is dependent on its context. I don't know what you're talking about.
You said what?
What a word means is dependent on its context.
Like here it comes.
Like any word you can think of is dependent on the context it's used in.
No, I agree, but I'm saying here it comes, like that phrase. Because I'm lost. I'm saying more so internalized phrases. Like
yeah, and these phrases,
obviously, like internalized phrases can be less or like more vague than maybe ones that you're saying outwardly. Because your
this
intention
just
isn't to
sounds
like
like what's it called?
try to converse with somebody,
This
right?
just sounds
So
like
it can be
using
vague, but in some
possibility
sort of like
spam.
outward, like it with some
Look,
outward expression.
look, it just sounds like possibility
You
spam,
try to be more clear cut.
but for like empirical claims, like
What'd you say?
it just sounds like you're possibility spamming, but for empirical claims.
I'm literally not, but sure. If you think that's the case, just
Like
like
you're just
go
saying,
ahead,
oh
like
well,
ask
what's
somebody
it
the
called?
question.
Everyone,
I'm gonna
okay,
drop down now if you're gonna like keep making these reductives, I guess.
sure. I
Like,
can. I'm
if
just
we're just
gonna
gonna
ask
keep
Manji.
disagreeing,
You can move
just like
down.
ask. That's whatever you want. I guess.
Yeah, Manji, are you there? Did you listen? Manji, Japanese or VN? Did you listen? Hello.
Yeah, I was listening, bro.
What did you think?
I think he got slammed.
Anyways, this guy's a troll. Do you actually think that?
No, bro.
Okay. Look at the panel that Godly sent.
Okay.
Where like are you looking at where they have like stab wounds inside of themselves, right? And then they're like, oh, what's it called? The word killing intent, here it comes, right? Do you think that's expressive of, oh, he's just acknowledging that an attack is coming towards him, or do you think that he's like do you think he's just surprised and he's preparing himself for a strong attack that could be a threat to him?
I guess the latter.
Okay. The well, it just seems like he has a proprietary usage of thing in him. Okay, well, that's it.